in this third string is maybe the highlight for me. That's some of the notes that makes you just want to play them over and over again. I hope you don't mind. Let's listen again. Hello and welcome to the Guitar Collection. Today I'm sharing with you a beautiful guitar by the Canadian luthier based in Montreal, Michel Belair. Now, Michel has been known for a long time now for making amazing Friederich-inspired guitars, all the way down to the engraved headstock and rosette design. But some of the past few years, he's been producing some of the most sought-after double tops in the world. And I think it's because they have this really beautiful marriage between the responsiveness and power of a double top, mixed with this traditional character, along with some of the beautiful artifacts that Daniel Friederich's guitars are best known for. And before I get more into the sound of this instrument, maybe we'll talk about the specs just a little bit here. Now, this is a cedar double top. You'll notice right away his own design of his rosette here. You'll see this beautiful wheat motif that goes along the outside, and this little mosaic in the center. Another thing you'll notice right by the rosette, when you look a little bit more inside the guitar, is a little miniature tournevis, which Dennis Tolz is calling the waveguide. And you'll even see right under Belair's label here, a little homage to Dennis Tolz saying that the waveguide design is by him. And what you'll notice is that that lowers the main air resonance of the guitar just a little bit. And it gives it a little bit more depth to the sound. And I think their argument is that it actually enhances the sound of the treble strings as well. I have to say that I have kind of grown to recognize, even when there's a little bit of a tournevis inside of a guitar, and I think these small tournevises are a really nice thing for a lot of guitars. So it's cool to see these being used, and also the tribute here inside the guitar. Michel and Dennis are very good friends from what I understand, so that is cool to see. You'll right away notice the bridge, which appears to be like Madagascar rosewood, along with that same motif on the tie block. It also has a matte finish, actually something very reminiscent of the Berlin-based luthiers that seem to do this matte finish bridge and headstock, which we'll get to in just a moment. Notably, there isn't a raised fingerboard on this guitar, which, you know, some might argue, I was just speaking with a colleague of mine, some might argue that that produces a little bit less of a mid-range. And that's something on this guitar that definitely does not get annoying, is there's no like overly present mid-range on the instrument. And we'll talk more about that when we get to the sound. I have to restrain myself. Then when you turn the guitar around, you'll see a beautiful set of Indian rosewood back and sides. Moving on to the neck. The neck has a slight D shape. It's a little bit on the thicker side. In fact, a little bit thicker than I typically prefer on a guitar. However, it all comes together really nicely on this guitar because of the setup work, the fingerboard, the fretwork. It's all very meticulous and so perfectly done. I find the guitar extremely easy to play. And you know what? You do get used to the thickness. It's not overly thick, but like I said, it's a little bit thicker than I prefer. That's just my own personal opinion being tossed into there. Moving on up to the headstock, I think it's just incredible. It's a timeless shape, obviously Friederich inspired. You have this, maybe it's a piece of ebony as the head plate here. That's matte finished as well to match the bridge. And I just love the way that looks. It's fingerprint resistant too as you tune the guitar. And it's topped off with these gorgeous Barnett tuners. Very simple, extremely accurate. I really like these. So let's talk a little bit about the sound. First, I'll do a little bit of a chord test for you. you know, right away I noticed this really thick sound coming from the guitar. Maybe that's a lot of fundamental. Maybe that's lack of somewhat of the annoying mid-range that you get with a lot of double top guitars. But you get a lot of this power in so much fundamental. It creates this really thick sound, right? And I have to say that it feels like when I push this guitar, it likes to be pushed. And I'm playing this thing pretty darn hard, doing rest strokes with my thumb. It's really hard to make it buzz. And that's the other character I'm noticing as I'm playing it a little bit more, is that it is really accepting of a bright sound. The palette is really big. You know, in some double tops, it just all hovers in the dark range. This thing, you're getting a Spanish sound out of it, right? Or a really dark sound. I talk sometimes about this over the fingerboard sound and how important it is to me. That it resonates in this beautiful way. Like when I hit the sixth string, boom. You feel it everywhere. It punches you back. You feel it in your chest. And by the way, I should mention it's a fairly lightweight double top guitar. So you feel these responses all over the instrument. In fact, I feel it right here where my arm rests too. I should mention that these are EJ46 strings by D'Addario. They are all nylon, high tension. Most of the time, I have to admit that I change out the third string at least, and most of the time the second for carbon, but I'm not influenced to on this guitar, and I think that's a really good sign for a double top. Let's explore the strings a little bit. I'll play a little bit on each of the strings. It's really easy to feel expressive on this guitar. Third string, listen to that. Wow, that's an otherworldly sound. This is where this guitar really shines. I get the feeling that these bass strings have all the same character, which is so nice. I mean, the character of this guitar is so beautiful, and it really shines when you go highlight individual strings, right? And this third string is maybe the highlight for me. That's some of the notes that makes you just want to play them over and over again. I hope you don't mind. Let's listen again. I feel like I'm making some really great sounds on this guitar. It's not me though. I feel like great sounds are coming out of this guitar. That's what I mean. Whoa, this thing is incredible. Well, I'm definitely going to play a couple of more musical examples for you on this instrument. I have to say, congratulations to Michel Belair. This is a 2025 instrument of his. And I had the privilege of playing one in 2024. You have to check that out. There's a video on my channel of that. And that guitar was great. Really, really great. It made me write to him right away. And this one might even be a little bit better. So congratulations to Michel, amazing guitar. I'm gonna play a few more musical examples for you, but I do wanna remind you to check out guitarcollection.com. You'll see the listing for this guitar. It's a brand new website. I'm really happy with it. You'll see a subscribe button there so that you can subscribe so that you get notified about new instruments before they become publicly available. And then don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Gosh, I love that it's growing. Of course, this is now what I'm doing as a business, but it's very personally rewarding too to see other people enjoying these videos. That does in fact take a lot of time to make, but I also really enjoy just sharing these instruments with you all. So thank you all for watching, for tuning in all over the world. I do live streams every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time, so I'd love to see you there. And without further ado, I'll play some more musical examples on this instrument by Michel Belair.